More now on the disaster response in Kentucky. We're joined now by former FEMA coordinator Mark Nouveau. Mark, always appreciate your insight here, especially with a situation like this. Obviously, you just see towns reduced to rubble here. It feels like one of the big priorities, obviously, is trying to find the more than 100 people who are still unaccounted for at this point. The National Guard involved in the search. What is that process like on the ground to try to find people who are still missing?
Yeah, hi Alex. It is tremendous. I mean, we're talking about wind speeds up to 160 miles an hour, a mile wide swath with a vertical of 500 miles per hour suck up power, best way to describe it. And so what they're doing now is the urban search and rescue teams from Indiana, Tennessee, Ohio are on ground. They're partnering with local fire departments, the National Guard. They're gridding that area. They're taking a look at where the most destructive damage is, and they're working out from there. They're trying to use dogs, drones, any type of equipment to find folks. They're not necessarily in recovery. They're in rescue mode.
Yeah, absolutely. We heard a moment ago, obviously, a lot of federal help is coming here. President Biden has issued that federal disaster declaration that obviously frees up a lot of resources. FEMA teams, of course, already on the ground, as we always see with disasters like this. How do those actions help to get people the housing and the aid that they need in the short term? Obviously, so many people have no place to live right now.
Yeah, no question. So what they're doing, it's a tiered system. What's happening is they're bringing truckloads of water, cots, meals, generators, anything that's necessary to sustain life, get people into temporary shelters, which could be community centers, fire stations, whatever that is. And the nonprofits operate those shelters. They do a fantastic job. With this declaration, it also opens up funding so that people that are affected from this, lost their home, don't have a place to stay, they can go find housing, apartment, hotels. That's kind of the interim until they can talk about a long-term solution. But no question, this is going to be a long, difficult recovery for folks, especially just before the holidays.
Mark, finally here as we wrap up, you talked about how powerful these tornadoes were. Is there anything about the systems or the way that they struck these areas or the time that they struck that led to such a catastrophic loss of life in this particular situation? What can we learn from how this all unfolded?
What we do know is those that sought shelter in the basements, that worked out well. But remember, this is a community in Western Kentucky, in some cases, does not have broadband or cell service, so they don't get notifications. You've got, a tornado coming through here, and unfortunately, it comes with such power and so quick that there's not a lot that can be done when we're talking about the wind speed and the damage. There's very little that man can build that can withstand that.
All right. Mark Nouveau, former FEMA coordinator. Always appreciate your time. Thank you.
You're welcome, Alex.